Welcome back, GlamFam. It's your girl, Angela Denise, and I am here with you today to talk about Dior Beauty. And today is going to be kind of my first or either first in a long time brand focused video where I'm basically pulling out everything that I have from Dior Beauty and we're going to talk about it. We're going to apply it and we're going to create this look that you see here on my face. Now, some of the flagship products that I'm going to be using in today's video, in my opinion, are the cushion products. This is the cushion loose powder, and this is the cushion Dior Forever Natural Bronze, which is an absolutely beautiful product, along with the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. So we're going to be talking about all of these things. This is basically going to be complexion focused. In today's video, we're going to be creating this look. I'm going to be talking about techniques and all of the things. And I hope that you are as excited as I am. So let's dive right into it. Okay, fam, today is all about Dior Beauty, and I'm excited to do this brand focused video. Now, I don't have all the pieces in the makeup process that belongs to Dior Beauty, but everything that I do have, we're going to be using today. Starting out with the Dior Skin Glow Forever Foundation. This is the shade 4.5 in. I'm going to take about 3 pumps of that on the back of my hand and stipple that in. I usually start with the areas of the face that have basically the center part of my face and work out because I want to start with the areas that require more coverage. Plus, we generally go in on the perimeter of the face with sculpting products, bronzing products, so you may not need as much coverage on those areas. I don't have the Dior Beauty brow pencil. I've heard great things about it. I'm thinking about picking it up during the Sephora sale because you all know that my holy grail is the Benefit brow pen, which is what I do have on my brows right now. And this time of year is the perfect time to wear a foundation like this because she is definitely glowy. Yeah, she's glowy, but it's so pretty. And this is the only time of year that I can get away with a foundation like this. So the coverage is medium buildable, which is what I prefer. The next thing I have is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. I do have the shade 4W. This is one of my very best favorite concealers that I have in my collection. I love that you get just enough coverage. It's creamy. It's long wearing. It says it's full coverage. It doesn't feel like full coverage, but it's definitely very long wearing. And she is amongst my top 5 concealers at the moment. I think the color is a good color for like an everyday type of wear. Especially if you don't want a highlight that's too bright. So this would be the perfect shade for my skin tone. And a little bit definitely does go a long way. I'm going to go in with a damp sponge. Okay, so the face powder that I have from the Dior is the Dior Forever Cushion Powder Foundation. I do have the shade Deep. If you do not have this powder, if you have not tried this powder, this is something that you absolutely must check out. But this is going to be all over the face. I don't have the medium or light shade for under the eye, so I'm going to go ahead and use the powder that I've been raving about under the eye. Which is the One Size. I love this powder. It is a total obsession. I think it's gorgeous. Now I'm going to go in and do a little bit of sculpting of the face. Dior does not have a sculpting powder, so I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula powder for that. Now, the highlight of the video basically is this beautiful Dior cushion powder in the shade Deep. I absolutely love this powder. It is gorgeous. It comes in this compact and you can just press down on it and pick up the powder that you need. And I like to use this to kind of blot off excess. And the velour puff is really, really soft too. And so I'm just gonna go in and just set the areas of the face that I didn't use the other powder, which is basically my non-highlighted areas. This powder will have your face looking like $1,000,000 for real. I'm just going to use this big rougher brush to kind of pat in powders that aren't set down into the skin like that. I love that brush, by the way. This is the rougher number 22. Now I'm going to go in with the bronzer, okay? And I'm actually going to use the same E4 brush that I used with the sculpting powder. This is the Dior Forever Golden Bronze, the shade number 7. I feel like this is like a perfect bronzer color. When you're my complexion, it doesn't pull, it's golden, it doesn't pull super red. And that's what I like about it. It just gives you that nice hint of bronziness to the skin. I mean, which is the purpose of a bronzer. Like, I just don't like bronzers that look super duper duper red. I mean, there's a time and place for it, but it's definitely not like what I want all the time. So I mentioned in a video that I did about a week or so ago now, I hear a lot about not enough bronzers in the range, but it's never in regards to like people like with my complexion. It's usually like the bronzers don't go deep enough. Well, let's have a conversation about the gap between tan and deep. Because usually my complexion has to settle for the deep shade or no bronzer at all. And not negating the concern for deeper complexions, but I'm just saying that there's multiple concerns when it comes to makeup and bronzers. There's definitely more bronzers out there than ever before, but what I've noticed is that to appease to the audience, they just will provide a deep shade, and that deep shade will usually pull too red for me. So my goal is to find bronzers that work for people within my skin tone range. Bronzer is supposed to be a sun kiss to the skin. So, okay. All right, so now I do have a couple of products that are more so limited edition, but I still wanted to show them because I'm using all of the Dior complexion products that I have within each category on today. And so I was super bummed when Dior did not come out with these palettes for fall 2021. And because I felt like it was a huge hit last year. This is Dior Backstage Face Glow Face Palette. Wasn't this the prettiest? This was 005. This was the prettiest face glow palette that Dior ever came out with. And I was just surprised that they didn't come out with one this year. So I just wanted to mention that. But what I typically like to do, depending on what I'm wearing, what lipstick I'm going to be wearing, like what I'm actually wearing and what lipstick that I'm wearing, I will usually go in with a combination of these powders that I feel appropriate. So I'm just going to blend these two together and just give myself a nice little dusting. This was is just my favorite really highlighter from Dior. I know that Dior came out with some highlighters a few months back. I haven't had a chance to check those out. You guys let me know what you think about them. Should I pick these up, the new highlighters, or at least one of them? Does it compare to this formulation? If not, so this is just a subtle amount of radiance, and I'm going to add a little bit. Okay, so that's that. Now let's talk about a blush. This is another one that came out like 2 years ago, and I did tell you guys about it. And it was supposed to be limited edition, and they kept it for a while, like 2 years. But this is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer Blush, and they came out with two shades. They came out with this coral looking shade, and then they came out with a plum shade, which is absolutely stunning. Matter of fact, this was the plum shade and this was the coral shade. I felt like these were some absolutely stunning, stunning blushes. I think that I want to use the coral because I don't have a lot of color on the face today. I don't have any Dior eyeshadow in my collection. I did want to get the Dior eyeshadow palette that comes in this type of packaging. I know they have some new ones for fall, so I'm thinking about picking that up. But today's video, I really just wanted to focus on complexion. You see how that coral really just pops on my skin? It's subtle, and it adds that radiance. So even though we used the Glow foundation, we used that powder that's matte, and so what you have happening is the skin just becomes matte because of the prep products that we used and because of the powder that we used to set. So that's how you can balance. You can use a glowy foundation. You just can't use all other products that's glowy on top of that. If you have oily skin or combo skin like myself, you have to be cautious about the products that you combine. So that's just that. I'm sure you can probably find this somewhere. I'll look for it and link it if you all are interested. I mean, because this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I am just piling on the blush because we're not doing much on the eyes today. Speaking of eyes, let's go ahead. One of the things that I like to do when I'm not going to be doing much on the eyes is throwing a bronzer in the crease. So that's something that you can do. That's a technique that I always use when you just want to look put together, but don't want to pull out palettes and everything. If you already have your bronzer out, all you need to do, and this is just a Morphe M441. This is just a fluffy brush. Let me pat. I do have lines on my lids. It's just the way my lids are. First, you want to pat, because I put concealer up there, so I'm just going to pat that bronzer down because we already sculpted in here. So now I'm just going to pat my bronzer down and then blending it up through the crease. Okay, see, you instantly look like you have something going on. Okay, so I think that looks really good. And what I'm gonna do now is just go back into that Face Glow palette, pick up this color, and pop that in the inner corner of the eye. Now, it's not gonna look like it's doing too much, but when the light hits you, that's when the magic will happen. Plus, it does open the eye just a little bit because you get that reflect, very subtle reflect. All right, I just want to throw on a little bit of liner, brown liner. This is the new Lancome, the French chocolate eyeliner. This is a new liner that they came out with. And when these set, they don't move at all. So you should move with the quickness. See, you see how that liner did something? I mean, it really did change up the whole vibe. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and dust off this powder. You see, simplicity sometimes is amazing. So I just sprayed my face down with my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. This is one of my secrets to glow from within. It just does something. I don't know what it does, but it does something. It gives you that just enough glow to make you ask yourself, is she exercising now? Is she drinking a lot of water? Like, what is her supplement routine like? Like, honey, it just will have you looking like you're in your best health ever. So let me go ahead and put on lashes and mascara, and we'll come right back and finish up with lips. Okay, we are back. Lashes are on. I want to go ahead and put on this lip liner. This is the ColourPop BFF3. This is a really good chestnut brown lip liner and $6, right? Okay, so this is the very first time of me applying this lipstick, any lipstick from Dior for that matter. This is the Rouge Dior Ardente, and this is like a velvet matte, and you gotta get a close up on this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now this does look like similar to a brown that I tried out in from Milani. The difference is this texture, it's like powdery on the lips, and it's very light and it has no shine. So, all right, Glam Fam, that is going to wrap it up. Let me know if you like the look that I came up with, and are any of the products that I used in today's video your go-to Dior Beauty products as well. So that is going to wrap it up. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.